Okay, so we're here with Gold Coast SUNS Academy Manager Jason Torney. How are you going, Jason?
Yeah, good mate. Obviously worked through a full pre-season and we're starting to get ready for some games coming up.
Enjoying the lovely weather?
Yeah, it's not too nice today on the Gold Coast. A bit of rain. We're down here at Somerset College actually for a 3K time trial and a bit of a team meeting. You see the boys in the background. So yeah, it's really exciting. I think there's a bit of anticipation for round one on the 25th of March.
So you're lining up against Brisbane, the guys obviously from down the highway. Could there be a little bit of a rivalry in the works there, or what?
Yeah, well, I guess over the last few years, the last 5 years when the academies were introduced, it was, of course, Suns and Lions, and even with the AFL, the rivalry was built over a few years. And our academy boys get to play only twice a year in the past against the Lions, so it's kind of a little bit artificial, but yeah, there was definitely a little bit of, not hatred, but there was a dislike for the guys up the road. But in the past, you ended up playing for Queensland and working together and trying to win games together, so they all become really good mates. This year, slightly different. They obviously play against each other for the whole Academy series, and in the end, if they do, the players that are good enough, they'll be able to play with each other in the Allies team, and that's where I guess that team bonding will come out. But yeah, at the moment, there's a bit of rivalry going on.
Is there a bit of extra pressure considering that spot in the Allies team is up for grabs?
Look, every year, the way the under-18 pathway works is that the players have to keep improving and developing. So whether you make the Suns Academy side, that's not the finish line. You've got to make the Queensland side. So the difference, I guess, benchmark is now they've got to make the Allies smaller numbers for a combination of different states. So the pressure has always been there. I guess it took a little bit longer to get to the Allies stage, but all of the boys here know what they're working towards. And not that the Allies is the be-all and end-all, because a lot of the players will end up playing in our NEFL team and getting really good exposure in that program for the back end of the year. So, ideally the boys continue through with the Allies, but whether it be form or injury, or for any other reason, they'll have sort of a backup opportunity all the way through the NEFL.
So what types of things are you trying to instill in players at this level?
What we do when they're in the academy, it's a gradual build from to cover all football bases, the physical and the mental and the technical side of football. But when you get to the under-18 level, it's all about professionalism. You see the boys doing a video review in there, which they probably haven't done a lot of at club football. We do a lot of it within the academy. So we pull games apart, put it on the screen, and they know exactly what they need to improve on, and you can't hide. And of course the professionalism away from the ground and training sessions around recovery, rehab, injury management, what they eat, what they drink, and even their motivators and their thought processes around that. So that's probably, it starts to get to the sharpy end or the pointy end at under 18 level, and that's where we generally focus our time with.
So what's the interest like from a recruitment perspective, list managers and things like that with a series like this?
Yeah, so in the past the Div 2 championships were always watched as well, but on the weekend we played Southport under 23s, under 24s team in a trial match, and I know that I got 10 responses from other football clubs wanting to send their recruiters to the game. So there's genuine interest in the talent. Probably the last 2 or 3 years, we've had some really good years, and in the past. So there's talent within Queensland, so the recruiters and AFL clubs don't want to miss out on it. Of course, the Lions and the Suns become, benefactors of the elite talent. But if there's a few in any given year, then they'll spill out to the other AFL clubs. So they have to know and be aware of what the talent's like.
So what's the pre-season been like for the guys? They had a good build-up, or?
Yeah, really good build-up. Everyone's had a good pre-season and ready to go, even in AFL. So we've been starting since November, and we do a combination of our obviously fitness training, game sense, and craft work. So the bulk of it's already done, and we're really starting to slow down a little bit, focus on craft and game style, and working into how they're going to play the game on game day. We've started with about 65 players back in November, and we're ended up with about 33 to 40 players, which includes our new under-19 rookie list for the NEFL program. So about 40 players will make their way all the way through until the end of May, until the Academy Series finishes.
Now, you mentioned game style. What sort of things you're expecting from the Academy Series? I mean, is it going to be an open type style, or are we really coaching to win?
It's always, these programs are always about developing the best players and getting giving the players the best opportunity to show their wares, their talents, their X factors, whatever it is. So, look, you want to win. It's developing a game style that wins is without doubt really important, but you still want to put the talent out on the park and get those best players seen. And you know, as much as Andrew Rains, our head coach, would probably want to win every game, at the end of the day, we're looking to provide talent for AFL lists, AFL teams, and we want to expose them as best as possible. So, without giving too much away, I reckon we are governed by a density rule in our under-18 comp, which creates more of a one-on-one and space on the field. So we're probably going to look to use the football, use the football down back, bit of overlap running, some speed, which we've got in the team, and then hit a couple of our real key forwards that we've got. So, look, that's not brain surgery. Every club's probably going to be trying to do that, but we think we've been able to train that really well over the pre-season, and that's where it'll go.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and all the best for the series.
No, thank you very much.